Hi, I'm Peter and welcome to Peter Evans Art. Today I'm going to show you how to draw a cute owl. I'm going to then show you how to use colours using watercolour pencils. Let's get started. Now we're going to start with an oval shape like so. And then we are going to decide that we want to have some nice big round eyes, so circles. Almost oval shapes, same size. You can see that I'm drawing a few shapes there. I'm going to draw a circle here and a circle here, but we're not going to keep the full circle. We're going to turn it into a little Pac-Man or like a pizza with a piece taken out of it. I'll show you what that is later. The beak is going to be a simple triangle. So as I told you before, drawings are made up of simple lines and shapes. So we've got ovals, circles, and some triangles, a triangle at the moment. Now this is going to be a curved line. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to follow this curve around. So see how I'm curving that around? So coming in, and then I'm going to curve it back like so. So that curves. So this is going to be the same. It's going to curve in to follow the eyes, comes in, comes towards the middle, and then it's going to come back out. So these are the two wings. Now you want to try and get them to match up if you can. So I'm just having a look. Yep, that looks pretty similar, This one might just come a little bit back. So if we can draw light, we can rub them out. The next thing I'm going to do is take that line up to form a new triangle up there like so. And I'm going to take this line up on a similar angle and form a triangle. You can see how I've carried it through, keep them the same. Now this is the tricky part. We're going to put a dot in the middle and we're going to curve around the eye like so. And then we're going to carry that on up to like that. So this is going to be curving around and then up there like that. Then I'm just going to make sure that this line is a line across for the top of the head. Now we have heaps of different owls in Australia. This one's just a cute little owl here. And to finish off the wings, you could do lots of different things on your wings. It's up to you. You could do some lines that curve around to show the feathers. You could do some zigzag lines, but I'm going to do some bumpy lines like this. Bump, bump, and then bump for there. And then I'll probably just do 1, 2, 3. And I'll start at the same 1, 2, 3. Start across here, 1, 2, 3. Now through here you could do whatever lines you like. I'm going to do some stripes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to start as I come down. They're going to curve back up. See how those curve down through there? They're pretty straight and then they curve back around. Now this owl is going to be sitting on a tree, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Notice how I've made the middle one a little bit longer than the other ones. Now to sit that on a branch, you could bring that through like so. You could even bring the branch tree coming up and make it wider. This is where the trunk would be hitting onto the trunk. You could put some leaves on there if you like as well. That would look really good. Okay, we all know what comes next with these types of drawings. It is our outlining, and today I'm going to be using watercolour pencils again. So I'm going to be using a Sharpie, and this is the time where you can fix up any areas that you don't like. Now, so notice with the eyes though, I only am doing the pizza or the Pac-Man. And that's the black part of the eye. It's good to use repetition, so that's why I did triangular ears, triangular beak, and triangular bits in the eyes. That's called repetition in your drawings. Okay, and coming around like so, back on itself, around like so, back up there. I also did some symmetry, so similar patterns on both sides, tried to make it as even as I could on both sides as well. Now, even though it looks like a simple owl, we have to test it. It's testing us with our curves, curve lines, ovals and circles, and obviously some straight lines as well. Just going to get that one in there. I may even decide that, no, I'll keep that plain up the top. You could put some patterns up in there if you wanted to as well. I'm going to bring him down and around. Bring him down and around. And don't forget to go over these lines. Now with the owls, depending on the colours, they like to blend in to their surroundings. On the Sunshine Coast where we live, we've got a tawny frogmouth, and they look so much like a tree, they're beautifully camouflaged. I did practice drawing one of those, but I went with the cuter owl instead, because the tawny frogmouths can look a little bit like a hawk when I drew mine. Okay, let's have a look here. We're gonna, oops, I've forgotten a few lines here. I also liked the barn owls. They look pretty cool as well. They might be coming in future episodes. Here we have a simple owl that I'm going to now rub out the lines. Looking great so far. Now it's time to be creative with the colours, and I'm going to use these ones. I've got yellow that I'm going to put on the beak, the claws, and the eyes. All of those are going to be yellow. Whoops, I've just gone over the reflective white bit of the eye, but that's okay. I can use some sort of little trick later on. All right, so these sections I'm going to do different. So I'm going to do the top of the head, the wings, pretty similar colour. I could even do different colours between these if I wanted to, but I'm just going to make this a darker sort of purple colour. Okay, so in here it's going to be dark purple. To balance that out, I'd do the same colour over here. And I'm just putting down the colour relatively easy, even, just so that I can go over it with the water later on. So these are the Brunswick Expression aquarelles. If you're ever not sure on whether a pencil is watercolour or not, a lot of them, these ones don't, but a lot of them have like a paintbrush on them. If they've got a paintbrush on them, that means you can use them with water. This one here, I'm going to use a hot pink for his belly, or her belly. We'll just call it owl. Now, I'm having a hoot of a time here and colouring in my owl. Oh yes, it looks good. Now I could leave that white to create some contrast, but I think I'm going to do oh, this is a nice pink. Nice light pink in through here. Up through here. Colouring in, putting down some colour, ready to be shading. Going over it with water soon, maybe putting a bit of shading on if I need to. All right, let's get a brown for the branch. Just doing a flat colour for the branch. Might put a bit of, actually I might put a bit of darker area down along the bottom of the branch just to make it look a bit 3D. Now sometimes you can use a thicker outline, so variety of line can look really good. For example, if I wanted to, I could go around the outer edge of the owl, which I think I might do actually. I think I might do that for the owl. Let's do that with the Sharpie before I use water. I'm just going to go around the outer edge of the owl just to bring it out a bit more. Here we have the owl. Maybe just go through there. Actually, I'm going to go through all the main outer areas. So through the wings. Yeah, I kind of like these thicker outlines and that part there. I'm not going to do the wing patterns though. I'm leaving the inner details thin. There we are. And I might then put some thinner wood type look on there as well. So variety of line, pretty simple little technique that can make a huge difference to your work. And I reckon that makes my owl stand out. Bit of simulated texture here. And you can be creative by putting leaves and branches and stuff on there. All right, time for painting. Again, I'm going to do all the lighter bits first, going through and doing all the yellow because that's my lightest colour. And because I've got a thicker outline, if I'm careful, I shouldn't bleed as much. But because I've painted the yellow bits, I'm just going to leave around them for now. So I'm going to just do these purple bits. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Usually hold your brush where the metal meets the wood is a good tip. Gives you good control. You can see what you're doing. You're not going to get messy. Another good option for either a left-hander, you might start from the top and work your way that way. Right-handers, start from the top, work your way this way. You just got to think about what you're doing and position yourself. Remember, your picture's not glued to the table. You can turn it around as well. If you're painting, colouring, drawing, you can turn things around to get the best angle. I just love these watercolour pencils. They look so good. They do break a bit easier than the normal pencils because they're softer obviously, but they are definitely worth it when you can do really cool things. Now how vibrant do those eyes look being yellow? They look pretty good, they stand out. Now one of the reasons why the yellow is standing out so much is because it has its complementary colour, purple, near it. On the colour wheel, you'll have yellow opposite purple. Okay, you use the opposites together and they will stand out a lot. Now we could fade that off with some water just to make it fade it off that way with some water, flicking it out. And by the time I come back to these other areas, each time I change the colour, obviously I'm dipping it in water. Don't like seeing people just paint over the whole lot, because if I did that all at once, all the colours would mix together and it would look terrible. So permanent marker for outlining if you're going to use textures, and even this paint, watercolour paints, anything that's wet media, you want to use a permanent marker to outline. And lucky last, this little bit through here. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that colour. It's turned and made that. Oh, that's just made that colour. Sensational. Couldn't have asked for that to turn into a nicer colour for this exercise. So good. Okay, if I wanted to, I could pick up a little bit of this and put a little bit on there to darken some of this up on this side. No, it's not working as well as I'd hope. That's okay. Paper's pretty thirsty. It'll make that dry up pretty quick. So from here, I could put some little white highlights in those eyeballs. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm just going to put some little white bits in the eye there. Could even put a little white dot there as well. This here is a gel pen. Okay, a little white gel pen. And that just adds a little bit of interest. If I wanted to, I could add a few little highlighted lines in certain areas, so on the tops of the wings, etc., over this side, because that's where it might be light. You can add a few little, what we call highlights, where the light might hit. Nice gel pen will work well. Over there, maybe a little bit there on top of this part of the eye. And if you really wanted to, you could put some other bit more black in as well. I'm just putting some little bits in there. But this is a little cartoon. I'm putting them on the left-hand top sides of most things. I'm not going to put any on here, but you get the idea. That there is a cute little owl that's looking effective, and I hope you've enjoyed following along. Remember, if you like it, subscribe to my channel, click a like, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.